This Saturday, the UFC makes its return to Canada as it takes over the Rogers Arena in Vancouver for UFC 131. Now, the event was originally supposed to be a battle between Junior Dos Santos and Brock Lesnar to determine #1 contender for Cain Velasquez's and his heavyweight championship. However, Lesnar was forced to withdraw due to his condition, diverticulitis, resurfacing, so Shane Carwin will step in as Lesnar's replacement. Meanwhile, there's no replacing this guy, by far the most entertaining head of any sport, in my opinion. UFC President Dana White joins us here on First Take. Now, Lesnar's a big draw, Dana, but because of his condition, he can't go. So how concerned are you about his future in the sport?
You know what? We were very concerned going into his surgery, but he had his surgery. It was very successful. They removed about 12 inches of his colon,
Oof.
and he's already back on solid food. He's feeling great, and we're hoping he's going to be back by January.
Yeah, this is a condition, sacs or bulges in the intestinal walls that became inflamed, so hopefully he will be all right and get back into the octagon very soon. Now, Brock, though, one of several of your big-name stars dealing with injuries right now. Velasquez is one of them. John Jones is also one. How is it affecting the sport?
You know, we're lucky that we have a very deep roster with a lot of stars on it. For instance, this fight tomorrow, Shane Carwin versus Dos Santos is actually one of the best heavyweight fights we've had in a long time. So we're very fortunate when a big fight falls out, we're able to slide another one in there.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that in a second. But what kind of talk has there been, if any, about maybe altering some of the rules just to make sure that you protect the fighters a little bit more, maybe the training regimens, mandatory spacing between fights, anything like that?
Well, there already is. You know, the thing is, when you talk about concussions in football and all these other sports, if a guy gets knocked out in the UFC, he's on medical suspension for 3 months. And, you know, listen, this is a contact sport. Guys are going to get injured. It's going to happen. It's always been happening. It's just, this is the weirdest streak we've ever had with so many guys injured at one time.
All right, it sounds like you're very excited to talk about UFC 131, so let's do that. What should we expect when Carwin and Dos Santos enter the octagon?
Well, like I said, one of the best heavyweight matchups we've had in a long time. Stylistically, this is a great fight. Both guys are knockout artists. They can knock you out with either hand. Shane Carwin's a great wrestler. Dos Santos has great takedown defense. If it goes to the ground, Carwin has great ground and pound, and Dos Santos is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So stylistically, it is a perfect heavyweight fight.
But you know what? That's the main event. If there's one fight that you got on the undercard that has you jacked up, which one is it?
It would be the co-main event, Nunes and Florian. Florian, actually an ESPN analyst, and first time ever fighting at 145 pounds. He wants to win a world title bad, so he moved down to 145. He beats Nunes. He's probably next in line.
All right. Like Lesnar, many athletes from other sports try their hands at MMA. Former NHL enforcer Donald Brashear, I don't know if you saw this, one of the latest. He knocked out his first opponent in 21 seconds last weekend. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
But you heard about it, and you know who this guy is, Donald Brashear. What chance do you think he would have in making it to the UFC?
Well, one of the things that I've been saying for a long time is now that the sport is getting so big and there's a lot more money involved, I think you're going to see a lot of athletes that would have played other professional sports getting into mixed martial arts. And you know, from football players to basketball players to guys who would have played baseball, I think it's fun to hit balls over walls and throw balls through circles. But at the end of the day, if you're a guy, being a world champion is a lot more fun.
Hey, Dan, a lot of the players, especially NFL players, are really into this MMA thing. They're out working out right now, and they're actually using MMA as part of their training. But if there is one guy in the league, in the NFL, that you would think would make a great fighter, which one would it be?
I don't know. It's tough to say. There's a lot of guys in the NFL. You know, if you make it to that level where you actually play in the NFL, you're obviously a great athlete. You're big, you're strong, you're fast, you're explosive. I think a lot of these guys, if they start training in mixed martial arts when they're young, could have been professional fighters.
Well, how about a guy who might have some time on his hand now that he's done playing basketball? What about Shaquille O'Neal, NBA player? How do you think he'll do in the ring?
Shaq loves it. Shaq's been training for a long time, and actually a week before he retired, Shaq called me, and he wants to be involved in the UFC somehow, and he's always been a good friend to us, and I'm sure you're going to see Shaq around the UFC a lot.
Dana, what was that conversation like?
It was exactly like that.
What did he say to you? Is he serious about that?
Oh, he's dead serious. Yeah, he said, listen, I'm going to have a lot of free time on my hand. I love this sport. I want to get involved. I want to be a part of it. And you know, the fact that now he's retiring, he's not just coming to it, he's been a part of it for a long time. Shaq helped us launch season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter. He's always supported us and always been a good friend. So now that he, you know, he wants to be involved, I'm more than happy to get him.
Now, I understand you guys are going to mandatory 5 rounds for all your bouts now, but one of the big issues joining with the UFC and MMA is trying to get licensed, trying to get sanctioned in the state of New York. How close are you guys to doing that now?
Well, we were closer than we've ever been this last run, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be a process in New York that we're ready for, and we're just going to keep battling until it gets done. Same thing happened with us up in Toronto and many other places. As you know, it's been almost 11 years for us now that we've been building this sport, not only here in the United States, but all over the world. So it's going to take us some time, but we're ready. We're going to keep battling.
Dana, tell everybody I'll be ready for UFC 150, okay? Can you dig it?
It's going to be
my man.
All right, Dana, man, enjoy your time, man, and good luck with this weekend's fight up there in Vancouver.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right.